I can hear you.
Hey, Shan.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. All right, so thank you guys so much for being on tonight. Hard to believe it's middle of July already. I just have no idea where the summer went, but I'm going to just do a few brief announcements. Hopefully you guys know me, but if not, I'm Shannon Leach. And Kelley Burnham is going to be our speaker tonight. So I'm super excited to hear from her. She has done amazing things in her business in this last year and a half, and is currently ranked in the top 200 of the entire network of Beachbody coaches, which is just incredible, and has, you know, rock star coaches on her team. So she has a lot to share with you guys. And just want to say how proud I am of all of you guys, because our team, the JulyFITPhenoms, is ranked in the top 75 right now, which is just amazing. And it's really because of all the hard work that you guys do each and every day. So know that just by being on this call is putting work into your business, and it will pay off, I promise. So just a few quick announcements. So Summit is coming up. It's in 2.5 weeks. Kelley and Annalena and Stephanie will be there. I don't know if anybody else on our team will be there. But Summit is, for those of you guys who don't know, is basically the national conference for Beachbody coaches. And I unfortunately will not be there. My baby is due the same weekend, so we'll see when he arrives. But it is, these events, the Beachbody events, will absolutely change your business, you guys. And everybody that's been to Summit has said that it completely shifts their mindset. You're hearing from top coaches. You're hearing from other network marketing professionals, you know, that are in the nation, that you've probably read their books or heard of. You're working out with the super trainers like Autumn and Saji and, you know, Shalene Johnson, and you're meeting other coaches on our team and on our upline. And it's just really something that you don't want to miss. So for those of you who aren't going this year, totally okay. But what happens is the weekend of Summit, they will open up registration, and you want to sign up as soon as you can, because it does sell out. There's a lot of you guys that started coaching this year that hit Success Club starters, which gives you that free ticket to Summit for next year. So they originally will typically have you pay for registration, and then it'll end up being reimbursed. So just make sure you kind of have that on the radar and are watching for announcements. As soon as I see that registration is going to go up, I will let you guys all know as well. After Summit is the next event will be Super Saturday. So August 6th is the nationwide Super Saturday. Take a look at when and where yours will be, and that's closest to you. So these happen all across the country. There's definitely a Seattle one. And if you need help trying to figure out where the one is closest to you, I can help you do that. Again, I don't know if I'll be there, just TBD on Baby Boy Leach here. Another thing that we know will be announced at Summit is the release of Country Heat, which is Autumn Calabrese's newest program. It's kind of a country line themed workout, but I listened to her. I don't know if any of you guys heard the call that she was on with Diesel Nation, but she talked about, like, this isn't just a dancing you know, workout program. It's an actual workout program. People that were in the test groups, I've seen pictures, have had great results. I've heard the music is awesome. So it's a good thing anytime a new program comes out, regardless of whether or not you think you'll like it. You know, I'm not a huge like country line dancing person, but I will get the program because I want to be able to share it with other people who might be interested. And there are a lot of people that I know that love dancing, love country music, and in general just love Autumn Calabrese. And so I'm excited to check it out. So make sure that you guys are getting in on that too, and that way you're able to tell your customers about the programs. So I don't know the release date on that, but it'll be shortly after Summit, which will help a ton with the other big thing that's happening in August, which is the Team Cup. So for those of you guys who don't know what the Team Cup is, you get on teams of 5. They can be any other Beachbody coaches. I would recommend we stay as much within our team as we can. But it's okay if you have people that, that aren't on our team that are Beachbody coaches to be on your team. There can only be one Lifetime Diamond coach per team, 5 people on each team. And the goal is just to hit as many Success Club points as a team as you can. There's different tiers of prizes. And so I don't remember what the first one is, the first tier. But the second one I think is like country heat gear, which is fun to have anytime there's a new program, because it always takes them a long time to release gear for that. And bigger prizes, the more points you get. And it's just a really good way. After Summit, everybody's energy is so high. You know, there's this release of the new program. They're going to have other announcements. Last year at Summit, I think, is when they told they were really going to release the cafe latte. So I'm excited to hear what else they have in store for the rest of the year. But make sure you get on a team cup. It really helps boost your business, bring in new people. And anytime, you know, I feel like I always work my hardest for myself, but I'm always working hard for you guys. And especially when you're on a team and you know other people are relying on you, it kind of forces you to step outside your comfort zone and invite even more people than you're already doing. And will just really kind of vamp up your business through the rest of the year. So those are the announcements. And then I just wanted to talk about 3 quick things that I've been thinking about a lot. I was listening to a call the other day, and on the call she talked about 3 different things in this business, and it really just hit home with me, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Especially leading into, we have, you know, just half the year left. And some of you have just joined, some of you have been doing this for a year, year and a half, whatever it is, but it's time to really hone in on your business and your goals and your vision. And one of the biggest things that is going to keep you moving forward in this business is consistency. And I think I'm sure we've all seen it on all of our teams, but this summer it seems like there's been just kind of a drop in excitement in all around like team energy. And I think that it's time for us all to refocus and remember why we're doing this. And it's easy to stop doing the vital behaviors every single day. Summer is crazy and busy, and I get it. You know, I'm almost about to pop out a baby here. I moved, like life has been insane, but I have made a point to just stay consistent in my business, because I know that the second that you drop off, you know, people aren't seeing you stay consistent, you're not bringing in new people, your business will be affected by it. And so I think it's just important to remember, you know, no matter what life throws at you, this is the thing that is gonna, you know, help sustain you long term. You have to look at what your vision is. And that's the biggest thing I think I want to drive home, is that I want you guys to remember why you're doing this. So what is your vision for this business? For me, I started off and I thought, you know, I totally just wanted to do discount, and now things have completely changed. So now I see our team being elite. I want to be, us have at least 6 diamonds on our team this year. I want to be able to pay for the next time I want to have a kid, my IVF. You know, we just moved into a house. At some point, I want to be debt free. I have all these things that I know can happen with this business, and that is my vision. I want the ability, if I choose to in the future, to stay at home with my kids. Right now, I don't think that's what I want. Actually, I do love my job. I love having the balance, but how amazing to be able to make that choice. And so I just think that it's those things that continually drive me to be consistent every single day. And you guys need to look at what you want out of this business and just know that anything is possible. I see our upline coaches, and you know, they've been in it years. So they are being consistent every single day, every single month, year after year after year, like 5, 6 years down the road. You see them posting every day, 4 times a day on social media. They're always hitting Success Club, and they're being consistent. And I look at what they've done for themselves, for their family, for their incomes, and it's crazy. And so I think you just have to look back and say, why am I doing this? You know, what is your vision? Where are you going with your business, and why? And why is it important to you? And that's going to be what drives you every day to stay consistent when things get hard, when you're stressed to the max, when you're on vacation and you're like, well, I'm just going to forget about it for a week and a half. But people do notice when you're inconsistent or you don't follow up with them. So you have to be vulnerable enough to share with others, and that's inviting people, sharing with your coaches what your vision is for your team. Because if they don't know what your vision is for the whole team, they're not going to be able to run with you. And they need to have a vision for themselves too, and for their team, and you need to help them find that and decide what that is. I really recommend you create a vision board and just get it down. So pictures of your dream home, or paying off debt, or paying off medical bills, whatever it is, whatever your vision is. And it doesn't have to be financial, but maybe it's bringing in more coaches. It's helping more people. It's helping other coaches get out of debt, or just paying for their Shakeology. But when you get it on paper, you get it on a board and it's visual, and you tell people, you tell me, you tell your personally sponsored coach, you tell your spouse, you say, this is what I want from this business, it is going to make you work for it. But if you don't have that vision, you won't have the ability to push yourself when things get hard. So that's just what I wanted to say. I've been thinking about it a lot, just especially I'm going on maternity leave, and one of my big goals at the beginning of this year was that I would be able to make enough to actually cover my leave, because I don't get paid maternity leave, which I would be so happy if any of you guys did, because I know it's not super common. But I met my goal, and I'm going to be able to do that, and it makes me able to stay home a little bit longer. I get to stay off through the rest of the year. And so it's things like that. It was that vision that kept me pushing every single day, and knowing that life is going to get a lot crazier. So I just want you guys to remember what your vision is for long term, but then also what can you do in these next 6 months to help you get there? And just always keep your vision at the forefront of your mind, because it's easy, your vision is in your heart, and you know that, but it's easy for your mind sometimes to tell you, no, it's too hard. Too many people are saying no. You've had a hard month. You've invited 100 people and you still haven't gotten a single Success Club point. Those things are hard, but if you keep your vision in the forefront of your mind, and remember why you're doing this. And the biggest thing of all is you're helping people. So if you can just help one person this month, that's every month I'm like, if I can just help one person, it's all worth it. And it is getting you that much closer to your big goals, your vision, and just helping more people, growing your team, and growing your business. So anyways, I'm so excited to hear from Kelley tonight. I always learn so much from her, and I think that's the beauty of this team, is that all the time we're sharing ideas. People are saying, oh, can I use your post idea? It's like, yes, of course. And that's what this is all about, is just learning from each other and growing because of each other, supporting each other. And so with that, I will mute myself, and Kelley, you can unmute yourself and go ahead.
Okay. Good? Can you hear me? You can hear me. Okay. All right. So, hi, everyone. I know I recognize quite a few of you on here. I know I haven't met all of you, but I'm so happy to share some of my tips and some of my successes. And, I'm still learning this business just like all of you. And it's just like what Shannon said, it's all about consistency. So basically what I'm going to talk to tonight, actually, let me introduce myself. So as you know, I'm Kelley, and I'm one of Shannon's coaches, and I'm currently a one-star coach. And I've been a coach since last May, which I really can't believe how fast it's gone. It's pretty nuts. And I never, for all of you guys out there that might still be on the fence of discount or hobby and business, I never thought I'd be a business coach. So it's just kind of turned into that. And I'm so glad that I just kind of went with it. So a couple of things that I'm going to talk about tonight is the importance of relationships and how I develop them with people, how I hit Success Club each month, and how I convert my challengers to coaches, because I mean, running challenge groups, that's what's so fun about this, as all of you guys know, that's probably why you're in this, is you love helping people, introducing them to these great products. But at the end of the day, you want to get people on your team. And that's where, you know, the residual money is going to come later down the road. And, you know, I know we all don't feel it's all about money, but you're working so hard in these challenge groups, and you're posting, you're responding to people. You want to make sure that, you know, you're doing your best job to keep these people and converting them to coaches. So I know all of you guys pretty much know that, but okay, so relationships. So what I've learned is just a couple things. You know, you got to attract, connect, invite, and follow up with people. Relationships are so, so crucial and important. You know, are you connecting with people every day? So we are in the attraction marketing business. I'm sure you guys know that. You know, you want people to relate to you and your story, and you're going after a niche. So you need to figure out who that niche is. For me, and for a lot of us, I know it's going after women. And for me, I'm going after, you know, moms that are working, or just moms in general. So going back to relationships, you know, I've been lucky enough to start with a pretty great warm market. But that doesn't mean I stop there, okay? And I actually have been working so hard on my like page and my Instagram account more than I ever had, because, you know, eventually, not saying your warm market dries up, because I still have so many people that I never thought have been watching me or have never liked or commented, but you've got to be doing the stuff to grow it. So what am I doing? I'm inviting new friends to my network daily, you know, so I'm inviting people on Facebook and on my like page or Instagram. So even if you don't have a large network to begin with, don't be discouraged, because I've followed and I've listened to so many top coaches' stories, and a lot of them said they started with, you know, maybe 100 friends on Facebook. So what does that mean? That means that you need to do the work, okay? And you need to grow your market daily. So some tips: you got to like other people's posts. You got to comment on them. You know, you see Susie from high school, who you haven't talked to in a long time. And I think this is something that Shannon, I've noticed, does really well. She kind of always stays connected with people and likes and comments. And don't think it takes, you know, all this time out of your day. It really doesn't. You're scrolling Facebook anyway. You might as well like it, some of these photos. So start growing your market by adding new friends to your list. One thing I've started doing is actually I'll click on some of my friends' profiles, and they might not, obviously they're not my coaches, because I'm not going to go after their friends, but they're just, you know, a friend that I know that we probably have a lot of mutual friends. And then I click on their friends list, and this is on Facebook. And when you click on their friends list, it'll actually show you a list of suggested friends. And then here you can look at these people who may be your niche market. So, you know, start by friend requesting those who look like your niche or your market. So for me, like I said, it's women, you know, particularly my age, or, you know, maybe there's a couple little babies in the picture with them. And sometimes I'm like, wow, we have 8 mutual friends. I must know them. So that's one thing that I could do, because I know a lot of people do get discouraged when they feel like, okay, I've been doing this now for 4 or 5 months. I feel like I've run dry. Like everyone signed up in the beginning, but that's not true either. People are always watching you. Okay. So another tip: does your passion for health and fitness, for Beachbody, for, you know, Shakeology, does it show through your posts? And, you know, when you communicate with others in person? It sounds silly, but I'm such a total emoji user, or an exclamation person. And I know those of you that text with me or message me, you know that I'm like that kind of person. So I hope that shows that I'm inviting and I'm welcoming and I'm friendly. And I do that because that's my personality and I have high energy. However, I feel like that gives people, you know, the likelihood to come back to you when the time is right. They're not intimidated by you. So you want to sound excited about the little things going on with them and their little ones, or, you know, just in general, how's their husband, how's their family? I know I genuinely care about it, but it's really helping me form that relationship. Like I said, ask about their job, their kids, their family. And then, you know, you want to keep exposing, okay? So keep exposing these people that are your friends and keep adding people to your list. And by exposing, I mean by your posts, okay? Stay consistent because they're always watching. And that's one thing that I think I just stuck to when I first became a coach. I was like, you know what? I know it's silly, like, here I'm drinking Shakeology, or my kid's on my back, or, I just got done with a workout. And I know it seems silly in the beginning. You're like, oh my gosh, here I am again, taking another selfie, or, something like that. I know it can be silly, like the whole gist of it. However, you want people to see that you're serious about this, and you want to keep exposing them. You never know what kind of post and what you say, if it's a motivational quote, maybe it's seeing the containers, maybe it's seeing, a 21-day fix approved recipe that's a dessert, and they're like, what? Or a glass of wine. You never know. People may think you're just on this really strict diet and all you do is work out. No, you're human too, and you want to show that. And then what I wanted to tell you is just, when the time is right, and over time, they'll realize this isn't a fad, okay? They'll be ready to join you. And being in sales for quite some time, a close and a sale. So when you close that sale, do you know that usually happens within 4 to 6 exposures? So, I can't tell you how many of my coaches that are either on this or listening later on, think about how long it took you to finally reach out to me. Maybe I was doing it for 6 months and you finally came around. You're like, okay, I want to know what Kelley's doing. And it's true. You can't get discouraged just because people aren't liking, aren't commenting on every single post. So those are just some of my tips with relationships. I'm going to go to Hitting Success Club, because obviously this is the core of our business, and you have to be consistent with your vitals, like Shannon was saying earlier. However, even though the core every month is to hit Success Club, don't think of it that way. Don't think of it as this point system. I don't think I ever thought of it that way. I just was like, all right, I'm going to post my challenge group and I want to see who wants to join me, because I love having my friends and acquaintances join me. It's fun. We wake up, we do the workouts and, virtually through Facebook, and we see what each other is doing, but it helps me get up in the morning and press play. And I know it's helped a lot of you guys too. So the whole point is, don't look at it as starting a new month and going, oh my God, I did so well last month, I'm not going to hit it again. No, think of it as, I just need to help 3 to 5 people, stretch your goals. I'm going to hit 10 people or help 10 people this month. So, for me, I think about, all right, I need to hit 5, or I want to help 5 people. If I can do more, that's awesome. Obviously, that's great. Is it going to happen every single month? Probably not. Hopefully, yes, if I'm, staying consistent. So I do it like it's my job, and it'll grow your business. And key to your business is Hitting Success Club. It's really the backbone to Beachbody and the end of and to end the trend of obesity. What, as you know, Carl Deichler always says. And also listen to top coaches' tips on Hitting Success Club. If you're driving, or if you're up late and your husband's asleep, go on YouTube and just put in the subject line, tips on Hitting Success Club Beachbody, and you'll see the ones that have been viewed the most, and that's the ones that you should watch. So your action really needs to be talking to more people, okay? So you can't expect that you're going to announce a challenge group every month, but you're not, talking to people. You need to be intentional. Talk to people in person. Talk to people, I talked to my hairstylist. I talked to, who was I talking to the other day, and I was talking to him about it. It was like, I want to talk about it because I love it and I want to share it with them. So you never know who's going to want that help. And then obviously you want to be intentional with your social media, act with purpose and add value. I know that's the biggest thing that comes from a lot of my coaches is, you're putting yourself out there, and I know you're going outside of your comfort zone, and maybe you never posted on social media before. I mean, I never used to post the way I do now. I don't think anyone wakes up to posting 3 or 4 times a day, before you became a coach, or, multi-level marketing, if you're a Rodan and Fields consultant. So, but I want to add value. I don't want to just be like, oh, look, here's my Shakeology. All right. No, let's talk about what has it done for you and your family, or, don't just be like, oh, look, I just worked out today. Oh, I worked out and it gave me more energy, and, I feel accomplished. I can get more things done today. Like, you got to add value, and someone out there is looking at your post and going, that's it. You know what? I've been going to Orange Theory. I've been, doing all these other fads. Kelley's been consistent. She is a product of the product, and you know what? I'm going to ask her about it. I'm going to join her, or, I'm going to see what it's all about. You really need to share why Beachbody products and programs have helped you. When you think of it that way, and just sharing your story, I don't think it becomes as intimidating. So, but you have to do it. You have to show up. Coaches, one other thing too, because I know we follow other coaches out there and it's like, oh, they're so successful. Am I going to be that successful? Well, you'll hear most of their stories. It's not like it happens overnight. It doesn't. So, if you're not making a ton of money yet and you're working your butt off, like, that's okay. Think of it as you're doing this for fun. And, like Shannon was saying, have a long-term goal in sight and your why, and that will help you keep going. And just focus on the little things daily. Because when you focus on and doing the small things daily, guess what? The great results will end up happening, and the big stuff will happen later. So anyway, where was I going? So it truly is like any other job or business. And that's how I have to look at it sometimes. Like, okay, I show up for my job every day, my real job. However, I can't, oh, here we go. Sorry, got distracted. So it really is like any job or business, but how fun is it? Like our job, you're not behind a desk when you're doing this. You get to help people with their health and fitness and help them get results. So, for me, I'm like Shannon, I want balance. I like my job. I like going out and talking to people. I'm in sales, but I also like my few days with my sons. But I look at later on when they're, 5 and 7, or, when they're busy with their soccer games or baseball. And I'm like, I don't want to have to choose between, oh, I'm working an event for my job, or, I can work from my phone and put in 2 hours a day and, have that flexibility. So, you have to really, think of it like that. It's not a 9-to-5 job, but you have to put in some work and some time and some effort, because it's not going to just happen for you. Like your like page or your personal page, it's not going to get attention unless you attract new people. It's not going to do it on its own. And, when you're working for someone else, maybe your current job, you can't just skip a day, or you can't just skip a meeting. We know that. So, if you want this to turn into something bigger, and you want to develop a great team and a culture, and you want to have more people join you, then you know what? You have to show up. That's how it works. It's a numbers game. So if you're willing, so to me, that's priceless. I look at the big picture. Like I said, I want more freedom. I want more time with my family later on. And I know we all have those type of whys. That is what needs to drive you every day. Like Shannon said, make a vision board. I'm guilty. I haven't made a vision board. I have it in my mind mentally. I know what it is. But I think if I made it, visual, I think I would wake up every day. And if I saw it, in my bedroom or something, I'd be like, all right, got to post, or I got to, share my journey or share my fitness. Because I want more freedom, I want more time with my kids later on, and I don't want to have to miss out on their activities and their sporting events. So, going back to that, I always ask, am I adding value? So will this picture or will this quote help someone else press play? And I think that, that's the bottom line is, are you adding value? You won't feel as intimidated, or as, I don't know what the word is, but you won't feel as weird putting yourself out there if you're like, you know what? I'm motivated by this quote. I'm going to put it out there because it stuck with me. And maybe you just use word swag and you put it on a picture of you, because most people want to see you. Now, and to be honest with you, a lot of people, they don't like my posts. I get a lot of my coaches, thank you, like my posts. That's nice of you. And it, definitely boosts all of our confidence, I know. But, people that are reaching out to me, and I know this has happened to Shannon and to all of you guys, it's not, people that are watching you aren't always going to comment, because that's just not how it works, And so I've looked at social media very differently with this, but it didn't come to me overnight. So if you're sitting there like, I just don't get it. I'm so frustrated. I don't know, how to share a photo. Well, I don't know how to do Instagram, or, you got to know that everything is gradual and it takes some time. And, like you got to learn what your style is, and you got to figure out what works for you, but don't just stop because you get frustrated. It's like, any new job, any new, hobby, I hated not ice skating. It was ice skiing or something when I was in Park City visiting my sister. And it's like, I seriously wanted to quit because my sister and everyone can you hear me? Are you good? Okay. So, I'm competitive like that, but you can't be afraid to, keep going. You can't give up just because the going gets tough. Right. So, And don't, like Shannon said earlier, don't be afraid to use other coaches' posts and make it your own. I mean, if I see something that Shannon did, I'm like, man, good job. Like, that's kind of me, but I turn it into my style, and don't, sometimes I'll even have some of my coaches be like, hey, do you mind if I use that? It's like, for all of you guys on here and for all of Shannon's coaches or whoever your coach is, I know they don't care because we don't want to reinvent the wheel. That's why if you do well, we do well. It's like we're one big happy team to support each other. And hopefully you guys all realize that and know that if you're new, if you've been here for 3, 6 months or a year. So don't be afraid to do that. I do this all the time. And so you got to set goals and understand too, though, what it means with that goal. Like, what does it mean to hit Success Club? You can't set this goal of I'm gonna hit Success Club, but you don't really know, like, what does Success Club mean? They keep telling me I need to hit Success Club. Well, you know what? Ask your coach what it means. Or, like I said, look on YouTube. You have to do some of your own research as well. What does it mean to hit Diamond? What does it mean to hit Emerald? You got to know this stuff. And I'll be honest, I mean, I'm sure Shannon is like wanted to bang me over the head a few times because I would be like, Shannon, what does it mean if I get like to come Diamond? Why do I want more coaches? What do you mean I need to put them on my right? And now I realize, what, I need to make it a better point to teach my guys and my coaches this as well. But I just wasn't there on the business side for a while. So you got to set a goal. You got to listen to videos and topics that you need to learn more about. You can't expect everyone to do it for you. You got to take action. So sometimes I'll text Shannon like, oh, Shannon, what do I do here? And she's like, you know what, Kelley, I'm not 100%. I would do the same thing that you would do as Google or YouTube. And it's true. It's like, you have to we're all busy. I get it. And I want to help everyone. I think we're all here as a team, but sometimes it's like, if you're curious about how the commission structure works, or, you got to dig a little bit more into that. So, for me, maybe you work full time, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you work part-time, you've got to find time to squeeze it in. So, if you want to grow a team and you want to make something out of this, and you want your coaches to replicate what you're doing, then you got to show up as well. Like if I am not in that mood that day, or I'm on vacation and I see Shannon or I see one of my coaches post, I'm like, you know what, I need to get out there. Like I just did my workout. I need to show everyone else that I did it. So, if you want to grow and succeed, you have to set that example for your coaches as well. All right. So I know we're getting short on time. So converting challengers to coaches, like I said, this is so important. We're doing all this hard work. We're doing the challenge groups, and, whether you're doing Hootsuite or not, I mean, it's still time consuming, but it's fun, right? I mean, it's fun sharing your journey, and it's fun seeing other challengers progress and seeing them love a program and seeing them love Shakeology. I mean, that's awesome. It's so rewarding. It's all because of you. You put yourself out there, they bought from you, and now they are living a healthier life, and you see these transformations. It's absolutely amazing because of you putting yourself out there. However, even though the process for me, it all starts the moment they buy a challenge pack. So, that relationship begins. So I look at them as, okay, all these guys that are in my challenge group, they could be hopefully potential coaches for me. And I know not everyone starts off as a hobby or a discount coach, but I look at it like, I don't even care. I don't even look at it that way. You never want to have high expectations for people because then you'll be disappointed. I've done that where I'm like, oh my God, this person's going to be such a good coach. I can't wait. And then they're not interested at all. And I'm like, oh man, this whole time I've been thinking you'd be so wonderful. You do selfies, you put yourself out there, you even shared stuff on your reel page. And then they're like, no, sorry, I'm too busy. So then, you know what, go on to the next person. Don't get caught up on that person didn't want to do it. That's why they say the more people you invite, the more it's a numbers game. But what I do is I really make sure I'm checking in with these people, throughout the challenge. So typically I check in with them before they get their challenge pack, or a couple days before, like, hey, are you ready? Are you excited? You want to make it fun and not just this like dreadful thing of them having to work out every day and eat healthy. I mean, to them, they might not enjoy it like you do, or at least not yet. So, so like I said, I usually check in with them once before it starts. And then after, usually on the first or second day, just like, hey, how'd the first workout go? What do you think of Shakeology? And I want to have high energy. Like I said, I do exclamation marks or emojis. I want them to know I'm just not this like blob or, you know, robot person. And I'm just happy I got the sale. That's not what it's about. I truly want to help them. So I make sure they don't have any questions. I make sure that they, you know, if they need more recipes or if they need, and obviously we're all doing that in our challenge group posts, but you know, you need to make sure that you're checking in with them individually, because it might be really quiet out there. You might not see, you know, people aren't responding or posting, but that doesn't mean, you know, you give up on them. You know, you make sure that you just check in with them. Some of them aren't used to being in these type of settings. I actually have quite a few coaches that didn't post at all in my challenge groups. And then all of a sudden I invited them to be a coach, and they were like, oh yeah, definitely. Okay. I'll start as a discount. And then actually I thought about it. You know, I want to have some extra spending money. I want to share it. I want to share it with my family. Actually, I love this. I want to get everyone on board. And you're like, what? Who did you turn into? It's like I said, you can't overestimate or underestimate people, because you never know if they're going to become more than just, you know, that challenger. So the other thing too is, you know, besides asking them how they're doing, I just kind of pay attention. You know, are they posting? Do they have high activity on the group? You know, and I make sure if they do, like say, hey, you know, privately message them like, hey, great job. Thanks for posting and sharing. Like, it's so inspiring. It's really helpful for others to see what you're doing. That way, you know, you kind of lift them up a little bit. So, and then as we get closer to the challenge group, those of my coaches that have done my challenges with me, I typically now about a week before, or about 4 days before the end, I usually do a group post on my challenge group, just letting them know it's a generic post. And I don't get a lot of responses or likes because it's uncomfortable, I think, for some people, maybe. I don't know. I just say, you know, I hope you've enjoyed this journey. I hope you, you know, you guys are loving this. And a lot of people always ask me what's next. Well, actually, this is what's next. You keep going. You don't stop. This isn't just 21 days and it's not, you know, one and done. It's a lifelong you know, it's a lifestyle change. So I would love to have you, you know, for all those that are here on this, and, you know, I'd love to have you join me on my next group, and I'll keep you posted when that is. And I mean, I take a lot of this stuff too, what I've learned from Shannon and being in so many of her groups too. And then, you know, I also let them know, hey, if you guys are interested, there's also what's called a discount coach. And usually I do the picture of, you know, a discount, hobby, and then business coach. And I just, you know, at that point, if no one reaches out to me, don't think, oh my God, no one wants to be a coach. And no one responded to me in my last group. And I think almost every single one of my challengers converted to a coach except for one. So, and she said that she might consider it in August, but it's because I had to personally send them, and, you know, just a message like, hey, just curious, you know, and this is not, and just so you guys know, I do it in a way where you don't want to sound like, all right, are you gonna be on my team? Do you want to be a coach? Like, no, that's not how you want to approach it. You want to give it some time, let them think about it. And then I privately message them maybe 2 days later. So either the end of the 21-day fix, or, you know, right 3 or 4 days before their next ship day. And I just say, just as FYI, you know, your Shakeology is going to auto ship, you know, 30 days from your original order. And I know I already asked you or talked about it, mentioned it about being a discount coach or, you know, hobby or business. And I know a lot of you guys do this, but I think the biggest thing for me is I don't sit there and I go, okay, why haven't they responded? Let it soak in. They don't get back to me right away. And a lot of times it can even be a day later, and then that's when they respond. And if they don't respond to me, then like a day before their next shipment, literally I'll be like, hey, you know, no pressure whatsoever, but I really want you to get the discount if you want to continue Shakeology, which is going to ship tomorrow. So, you know, keep me posted. This is the savings. This is the breakdown. And then if they say yes, I'm like, awesome. Then I'll start going more into the details of, hey, well, just so you know, this is the difference between a hobby, you know, discount, hobby, and business coach. And I always say to make them feel more at ease, the ones that are truly discount, I'm like, listen, even my mom is a discount coach. Even Nick's a discount coach. My mom and Nick aren't taking selfies. They're not actively, you know, posting on social media. It's purely for the discount. And so when I tell them that, they're like, oh, okay, so you're not going to like post pictures of me, of my before picture. I'm like, no, I mean, of course I want to do that. But sometimes I think it's just, you need to make sure that you ask and you don't miss out on the opportunity for that person to become a coach. So besides that, let me see. I went over all this. Okay. But yeah, that usually eases their mind. So it doesn't mean they won't transition. So I was saying, like, you know, when coaches become a discount coach, you know, you want to make sure that you do share, though, the opportunity. Like, I know you're a stay-at-home mom. I know that you seem like you're quite busy with that, and that's fine. But just so you know, if you wanted to share this or just run the next challenge group with me, we can, let's do it together. You can, if you want, see if any of your friends want to do it or any of your family members. And sometimes you'll be surprised. They might come around and say, you know what, I never thought I would want to, but yeah, let me check it out. Maybe I'll, do a post and, I'll see if anyone wants to join me. And at that point, you really want to hold on to them and make sure that you give them the tools of what they need to do for that first post and, guide them because you want them to be successful. So that's really about it. That's all I really have. I think the biggest thing for all this is just have fun and don't forget, what you're doing. Don't forget why you're here. I mean, I know at times it's like, can be discouraging. You don't get a lot of likes or comments or messages, or, maybe it's still second week in the month and you're not really where you want to be, but doesn't mean you're not going to hit Success Club. Just think of it as, okay, I'm going to follow up with people. That's when I'm going to get my list of people who have said no, or maybe have been on the fence. And I'm just going to shoot them a message and let them know, hey, it's on discount. I would love to have you join me. You got to make sure that you're doing that as well, because otherwise you're going to lose who those people were that said no, and you won't remember who those people were. The list gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So I've had plenty of no's. Not everyone says yes. It doesn't happen like that. I have people now that are reaching out to me that asked me about it on my second or third post as a challenge, when I was a coach, my third or fourth challenge announcement. And now they're coming around. It's like, they got to see that you're consistent and that you're serious about this. It's not some, oh, Kelley's just doing this for a month or 2 months. Oh, she's another person posting on social media. Oh God, it's like, no, you're serious about this and you're sharing why you love it. You're sharing your results. You're sharing your challengers results. It's, don't look at it as, I always say this, don't look at it as that you're selling to people. Look at it that you're telling a story, and you just got to share it, because if you don't share it, it's not getting out there and people won't know and won't think you're serious. And you got to make sure that you invite, because if you're not inviting, then people aren't going to come to you. You never know who's going to say yes. You never know who's, ready to come on board. So that's all I got. Thanks for letting me talk and share my tips, Shan.
Awesome job, Cal. Really, I always learn so much from you. I'm like, oh yeah, I should do that too. I'm going to just unmute everyone and just see if anybody has any questions for either Kelley or I, or just general comments at all. No?
Tammy?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
Oh, I can't think of any really.
I don't mean to call you out. I love you.
It's okay.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being on. I will post this, so share it with your personally sponsored coaches as well. And the best you can with our team calls, really try to get your coaches on board too. It makes such a difference to have, a good number of people on the calls. I know I've done plenty of calls with like 1 or 2 people, but this helps grow your business. So thank you again, Cal, and I hope you guys all have a great night.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you.